Linode or Vultr, two legends of the cloud world facing off. Which one really delivers? On the left, Linode, simple, robust cloud infrastructure by Akamai. On the right, Vultr, performance clouds with global reach. Let's skip past the tech jargon and zero in on what truly matters. Each category gets a score, and by the end you'll know exactly who comes out on top. The final result might just surprise you. So here's what's on our comparison mind map for today. First, there's price, which, let's be real, is probably what half of us check first. Then global presence, like how many data centers are there really? After that, we'll chat about performance, features, and developer experience. You're gonna want to stick around for the quirks in each section. Alright, starting off with price. Alright, so Linode comes in with this whole straightforward, predictable pricing thing. No weird surprise fees, just a solid price-performance ratio. Which is great, but when you start looking at their mid and high-tier plans, they're not as competitive as Vultr, if I'm being honest. Now, Vultr swoops in with some cheeky cheaper plans, especially if you need like 4 vCPUs or more RAM. Even block and object storage, more affordable with Vultr. There's just way more cheap options if you want managed databases too, but small catch if you're hunting for CPU-optimized plans. Yeah, Vultr can get pricey. At the end of the day, Vultr takes the price crown here. Moving to global presence, Linode got a pretty legit spread, 24 data centers scattered around the world. Not too shabby, but Vultr, oh, and here's something cool, they hit 31 plus locations across 5 continents. That's seriously broad, so if you need a super wide global footprint for your stuff, Vultr definitely wins this round. Performance time, this one's a close call. Linode, all about those consistent AMD EPYC CPUs, solid stability, and their managed Kubernetes DBs object storage, it's all reliable. The only thing is, Linode's not always the leader in raw speed like TTFB stats. Vultr counters with these high-frequency plans, which are super snappy, and a huge portfolio of the latest CPUs like really current AMD and Intel choices. Admittedly, with Vultr you might hit a bit of resource inconsistency sometimes. It's not a total deal breaker, but worth noting. So here, I'm gonna call it tie. Okay, quick cloudy trivia break. Did you know Linode's been around since 2003? That makes them one of the OG VPS providers. Vultr, on the other hand, has launched over 45 million cloud servers since 2014. That's a whole lot of clouds, right? Let's dive into features. Linode brings a ton to the table, tons of OS support, automated backups, DDoS protection, and both object and block storage. They do managed DBs and Kubernetes too. But no managed RDS yet, which, if you're a fan of RDS, you're feeling that. Vultr gives you the same backup and security functions, plus load balancers and managed databases including RDS. Nice. Kubernetes is covered here too. Both are stacked, so this is another tie in my books. On to developer experience. Linode's got this super clean, easy dashboard that just makes sense straight away. Their documentation, seriously, it's one of the best. If you ever get stuck, their support is famously helpful. Vultr's API and console, decent. They're totally usable, but you know what? Their documentation isn't quite as robust, and if you're like me, you want everything documented before you nuke your server. This one goes to Linode. If you plot all the categories on a radar chart, you'll see Vultr nudges ahead in price and global presence while Linode shines in developer experience. But in performance and features, they're neck and neck. Pretty interesting visual, huh? So, final take, Vultr is awesome if you're budget-driven, want loads of locations, or need that managed RDS database. But honestly, if you value killer docs and don't want to fight with customer support, Linode's gonna feel like home. And come on, stability counts for a lot. Personally, I lean Vultr for global projects, Linode if I need to explain it to a team without headaches. If you found this showdown on cloud hosting providers useful, stick around. There's plenty more epic tech comparisons coming, so don't forget to tune in next time.